What would you do if a stranger showed up at your door and said, "My father has died, but I came to pay his debt"? In today's emotional and heartwarming story, a young woman discovers a secret about her late father that changes her life forever. This powerful tale of kindness, gratitude, and legacy will stay with you until the very end. Before we begin, don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more inspiring stories. Now let's get started. Emily stood frozen near the entrance of the garage as the sound of rain drummed against the metal roof. The smell of motor oil and old machinery filled the air. Several mechanics glanced at her before returning to work, sensing the seriousness in her voice. Jack Reynolds slowly removed his gloves and stepped closer. His weathered face showed both surprise and confusion. "Michael Carter?" he asked quietly. Emily nodded and handed him the envelope. Jack carefully opened it, his hands shaking slightly as he recognized his old friend's handwriting. Memories rushed back instantly, days of struggle, sacrifice, and a bond forged during the hardest chapter of their lives. As Jack read the letter, Emily looked around the garage. She wondered why her father had never spoken about this man. Growing up, Michael had always worked hard and taught her that honesty and gratitude mattered more than money. Yet, he had never mentioned owing anyone a debt. When Jack finished reading, his eyes were moist. He folded the letter carefully and stared into the distance. For a moment, neither of them spoke. The years seemed to disappear as Jack remembered the young man he had once helped. Emily could tell that her father had meant far more to Jack than she had ever imagined. Emily stared at the check in disbelief as Jack gently slid it across the desk toward her. The amount represented nearly all the savings her father had left behind. She had spent weeks preparing herself for this moment, believing that honoring his final wish meant repaying every dollar. But Jack's words made her question everything she thought. She knew. Seeing her confusion, he opened an old filing cabinet and pulled out several photographs and letters. They showed families standing in front of repaired homes, children receiving school supplies, and grateful parents writing thank you notes. In every story, Michael's name appeared somewhere, though he had never sought recognition. Jack pointed to a faded photograph of his daughter. Years earlier, when medical bills threatened to ruin their family, Michael had quietly paid for her treatment without telling anyone. "He saved her future," Jack said, his voice breaking. Emily felt tears roll down her cheeks as she realized her father's greatest acts of kindness had been hidden from the world. She understood that the debt mentioned in the letter was not really financial. It was a lesson about generosity. Inspired by what she had learned, Emily promised to continue helping others. In that moment, she realized her father's true inheritance was not money, but compassion, hope, and the responsibility to pass both forward.